Here's how we're gonna run this conversation. Before the stream, I said, listen, I think it'll be dope to talk about this because Liz is relatively recently outside of a relationship, right? So now you're getting back into the dating game.
Yeah.
You're getting back into the dating game, right? So within that, you are now beginning to meet new people.
Yeah.
And I thought that it would be dope if we can go over kind of from your perspective, your dating red flags. We'll talk about it. You have like a numbered list, and then you could talk about it from a male's, right? Dude's trying to date you, and then I'm gonna come back with my numbered list, my red flags, right? We were talking about some stuff earlier, and she named like one or two things that was a red flag. Mind you, I don't know where the rest of her stuff is, and when she named it, I thought to myself, "Ooh, that." It might be ethnic differences as to the reason as to why that is. You see what I'm saying? And I think like, the majority of people that look like me were not brought up in 2-parent households. Again, title of the video, the dating red flags. Do you want to start or you want me to start?
Oh gosh. I'll start with one.
Okay.
And then we'll build. I know that there's so many.
Okay.
But
go ahead.
The first one is because I am really good at sharing things and having an emotional connection with people. So one of the things that I have encountered is when the person I'm dating is a little bit over the top with how much emotion they might share.
Oh, well. Wait, hold on.
Oh, so not to be.
You gonna red pill all of them already out the gate?
So
out the gate.
The thing is this. There is a line of what's appropriate, in my opinion, and what's not maybe the best thing to say after dating somebody a handful of times. So what I would say is from a recent dating experience that I had, it was a few weeks. We had gone on a few different dates, and this individual really enjoyed FaceTime, which is fine. I don't mind that at all. But on FaceTime, I was put on the spot when he said, "I love you."
How long were you dating him?
Like 3 weeks.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And it was the most uncomfortable thing because he could read my face. It was very clear that I was shocked, surprised, and scared. I'm like, why are we not on the same page? Like, we've had a nice time, but why? Why did you have to ruin it? Is how I was feeling. And I'm sure my face was saying it too, because I'm just like over here holding the phone like, oh, wow. I didn't say it back.
Wait. So let me try to get the timeline of events.
Yes.
This was 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Right. You was into the conversation with him dating.
Yeah.
How many dates within that 3 weeks?
I would say probably 5 times is how many times we saw each other, but we would text frequently. Now, this is another piece of it. So maybe this is why he thought it was validated. We knew each other earlier than that. So he wasn't totally new. We had known each other since maybe high school. Nonetheless, that was a little bit more emotion than I was needing or ready for in the dating world.
Okay. Now, real quick, also, too, can you also describe your dating preference? Just so that
So I want to make it a clear 2-way street here.
Okay.
So I have only been asked on a date by one other person who is white. So that's what I think, he's trying to get at here.
Okay.
This is a Black individual that I am talking about. Okay. Yes. This is true. Yes.
Okay. So I think that's key. I think it's key. Okay. So
yes.
This brother,
yes.
3 weeks into the conversation, is saying, "I love you."
Correct.
And then you got disgusted.
I wouldn't say totally disgusted. I was nervous though, because I'm like, wow, we're not here. Like, we're not there emotionally. In my opinion, this is not where we were. We're like just starting to get to know each other and go on dates.
Here's
like, why did we have to say I love you?
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to send him my channel after we're done with this conversation.
So he knows.
Yeah, just because I feel like he lost it. Now, would you say like before he uttered those disgusting words to you that early? Would you say that you were actually interested in him before he got overly emotional with you?
We started to have some conversations. There were other red flags that I'll get into for sure. But there were things that were making it go slower maybe than he was hopeful for. So
3 weeks in?
But yeah.
Okay.
That's just too soon.
Yeah.
I like to know where people are, and I love the emotion. I love having real interactions and appreciating, how people feel. But that was a red flag for me.
Yeah. I mean, he sounds like the type that, puts women way on high on a pedestal, that he feels like he's grateful to be in your presence, right? And he feels as though the only way that he can show that, the best way that he can show that is what he learned on a Disney movie 27 years ago, which is to commit his ever loving and undying love for you, and to be able to do it as early as possible. That's what it sounded like to me. That's why he's got to be shown my video. You understand me? Any other things to share that you feel, or are they other points within there? Because I feel like at the end of the day, 3 weeks in, whether it's a girl doing it to a guy, that shit is weird. Or a guy doing that, which I think is way more weird, is a guy saying that to a woman that early. I feel like it's a definite red flag.
Yeah.
I feel like collision averted.
Yeah, I'm curious too, with your reaction. And I saw there was commentary about, if there was any sex in there or whatnot. And I'm wondering from your perspective, would that alter how you would react if a female said that after you guys had sex? After
we had sex and she said, I love you after 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a red flag. I mean,
still a red flag.
Well, here's the thing. Now in those 3 weeks, how many dates has it been?
About 5.
Here's the thing. What's my intention with her? Right.
Right.
So if my intention was to get, it was for pure viscosity. You understand what I'm saying? It was for pure viscosity. Now she's saying I love you. Like, I may want to then distance myself. Right. But if this is like, I don't know, if it's someone who, has a good head on her shoulders, and you know what? It's a red flag. I'm sorry. It's too much too soon. It's too much too soon. I don't, and I don't bang with that. You understand what I'm saying? I don't bang with that. Now, listen. Now, is it indicative of how much you actually like, let's say that, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, he was 10, creme de la creme, like exactly what you were looking for. Gray head on his shoulders, is, willing to ride for you, and you had no questions in your mind, and he did the same thing 3 weeks in.
I don't think you can know that 3 weeks in, though.
Okay.
So that's where I have a hard time with it. You can know you might be interested and you might have alignment on things.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could say for sure, like, oh yeah, he tried, because we've gone on a handful of dates. Like, I don't really know you yet. So then I question, what are your real intentions? Because that's not what I actually wanted to hear.
That's so
he
early.
Screwed it up.
Yeah, that's super early. Let's give a
damn son, where'd you find this?
To that, yeah, damn son, and then that brother right there. Hold on, I see a super chat that came in. Here's the thing. I think whether or not it's 3 weeks in, 3 months in, or 3 years in, like, you have to be the best spearhead of understanding crazy. Like, I named this chat. I named the video, the live stream, the red flags. 3 weeks in, to me, is a goddamn red flag. Whether or not your intention is relationship, or your intention is the viscosity, or right, like that's early for anybody. You falling that emotionally head over heels over someone leads me to believe that your decision-making capabilities, when your logic is needed, may not be the strongest.
Yep.
Because you're gonna rely on your dirty emotions, from my perspective. Rose said, never tell a woman I love you first. I don't know who Rossi is. A woman loves it when she has to wonder, work for your love. When you do tell her, do it during viscosity giving. What you think about that?
I don't know if I want, I mean, the first time for somebody to say I love you would be fine during said activity, but I wouldn't really take it that seriously because it just feels good right then and you might say anything. So I don't think we're in our right mind in the midst of sexual activities to be able to say what emotion you truly feel. But I don't know if I always want to.
But do you think But do you think love during a sexual activity is really true love, or is that lust?
Yeah, that's that lust stuff. That's where that emotion isn't so clear. You just like how you feel. It could also be love, but it just might really be good activity.
That's a good point. I feel like a part of the problem that we have is, especially dudes, they're unable to separate love from lust, right? They think that the lust is love, but those are very different feelings and emotions. I think like you can have love without viscosity, in my opinion, right? I think if someone says it to you for the first time, like they're just in love with your viscosity, you see? And and they talking about that specific to that act, right? Shout out to E-Man Perry. You were shot. You knew him since high school. Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. So that was somebody that had been friends with an individual I actually dated in high school. So maybe I was off limits. So, you know, to your point, maybe it was a lusting after activity that was longer than I was appreciative of. So good perspective, actually.
There it is.
Yeah. However, if you're dating somebody that you're really excited that you finally had the opportunity to date, then maybe that's a conversation where you explain that you've had feelings for them, you know, for a while, or that you've always paid attention or this or that, and don't maybe jump into the I love you activity so soon.
So let me ask you,
valid.
So let me ask you a question. So after he did that hellacious act, what happened? Did you dead the situation?
Yeah, I tried to slowly fade back, which was not very successful at first. And then it came to a spearhead with a confrontation of sorts.
Okay.
That we disagreed on. And
so did you do additional dates after?
No, we didn't see each other in person after that. We talked on the phone.
So, I already know what happened. Let's get specific from my perspective. That's women speak. Hold on. I just saw you right there. Here's what happened. I'm going to say what I think that you're saying. And then you started to disrespect him. And I say that from the perspective of he's trying to set up dates to go out somewhere and you giving him the, oh, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Got him. Listen.
Well,
like he's trying to set up dates. You're like, well, you know, I thought I'd be free here tonight.
So I was out of town for one of the weeks, the first week after. Mind you, it's been 3 weeks. So then, you know, the next week I happen to be out of town. And then it's like, oh, we should do Thanksgiving together. And I was like, oh.
Oh, he was trying to see the fam.
I'm like, I don't just do Thanksgiving with anybody. Not to say you're just anybody, because we had tried to date, you know, a few times. I get it. But I don't bring people around unless it's something really serious. So I didn't want him at my Thanksgiving with my families because I have divorced parents who host two different Thanksgiving activities. And I wasn't going to invite anybody to them.
Okay. So what happened was, so here's the timeline of events.
And then it did.
He got emotionally invested.
Yes.
He thought he found the one for him for the rest of his life.
Aww.
But by professing that, made you not want to respect his time with him. So then you were trying to get out the situation ever so slightly, but it came to a head during a holiday where he was saying, but I love you though. Let's go out and to your Thanksgiving with your two families.
Yes.
And you deaded it, and then he got angry.
Yes.
Did he get emotional in that angry, or did he just let it go?
Very emotional. It was unfortunate.
Which made you disrespect him less. I mean, he can't even get the viscosity anymore. You see, at this point.
Nope.
Did he cry?
I had seen him cry, yes. On FaceTime. Remember, he really liked FaceTime, so it was just all out there. But, you know, I'm not there anymore, so it's cool.
Boundaries.
Good word.
Boundaries. You're 3 weeks in, my G. Just fumbled at the goal line. Just fumbling at the. Oh, he cried. Just fumbled it. Listen, have a good cry on your own before you give her a call, right? Like if you don't feel like you can have a. Was he younger than you?
No, he's a year older.
Oh God. Mm-hmm. Send him my videos, please. Send him my videos. Do you think it was real tears? Because I know some dudes will try to manipulate a situation with fake tears.
I don't know.
You weren't even gonna play into the tears.
I didn't need to know. No.
So literally, he had his face up to the camera, just tears.
Ugly tears. Yeah. I ugly cry too sometimes.
You're a lady,
but not in front of people either. Usually.
Listen, listen. Listen. Let me keep it funky. Let me keep it clear. There's nothing wrong with a dude that cries. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying in order to attract the opposite sex in the beginning, you don't there's certain boundaries that you do not cross. You understand what I'm saying? There's certain boundaries. Stop it. Stop it.
Yes. 3 weeks in, we're 3 months, maybe get a little more emotional. Okay. 3 years, cry in front of me if you want. That's cool. Like, totally different place.
I will let you know / we'll see. Oh, no, we won't. Yeah, we kind of talked about that earlier.
Touched on it a little bit.
But you're a perpetrator of that.
I am. I have done that for sure. It's sometimes, hard to express that you just don't see it going in the same direction. And you might try to just fade back kindly without totally ghosting somebody. But you got to just be direct. I know. I'm speaking advice to myself here.
Yeah. Well, also, too, we're in the Midwest. And we got like a Midwest nice type thing on here. So there's usually like a passive exit is usually what happens. You understand what I'm saying? As opposed to like New York, I feel like it's way more direct and in your face when someone wants to not bang with you anymore. You know what I mean? Shout out to Cullen's Workshop. Shout out, Maji. If I try to make plans a couple of times and you're always busy and you don't offer an alternative, facts.
I love that. That's huge. Because if you have plans and then don't recommend something else, then that's a slap in the face. I totally agree. So I love that. It's like, all right, I might be busy now, but here's what I do have free. So this is me saying it's okay to do something still. Yeah. However, maybe at this time I'm legit busy. So it's like the alternative.
You know what I try to say is I'll just say, all right, well then hit me back and then, give me a date. And then I just leave it there. And if they never hit up from there, then just leave it. You just leave it right there. Put it in their court. Okay. Put it in their court, but then never look at the message again until you get that notification.
You're going to wait for it?
No, hell no. No. Ain't no one waiting for it.
Good.
Ain't nobody waiting for it. You put the ball in their court. Okay. Well, I've tried to reschedule this 2 times. All right. You let me know when you're free. Mm-hmm. And then move on from there. Okay. Shout out to Cullen's Workshop. First time seeing you down into the building. I appreciate that, my G. All right. Red Cup Talk.
Cheers.
Salud. Cheers. Salud. All right. Salud, my G's. I need a refill. I got my yum yum juice down in there. If she can't stop talking about her exes, if she can't stop talking about her prior situations, you will get demoted to the viscosity zone early, easily. Right? Like I can't be right. Like number one, I don't care. That's the first thing. I don't care. Like, why are we talking about your past relationships when I'm just meeting you? I don't care. It's not a conversation that I want to engage in. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to. Right? Like, why do you think that I would want to know who was just last cream pie in you? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be a part of that conversation. Why do you feel like I am the ear to listen to regarding your exes? That's a big one for me. If I hear that one, I'm just like, no, get me out of there. Get me out of there. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's it's probably she still wants him. Okay, that means you're completely not over the last situation. So what am I? I'm on a rebound date. Yeah. We're meeting each other. That's why I tell you, gents, coffee, coffee, coffee. Okay, because you can be the next rebound date. All right. If she isn't disciplined to not let me hit first date, then all my response. If she isn't disciplined to not let me hit first date, then all my responses become, "Hey, what's up? Let me hit you back in a minute." What are you saying there, Doc? Oh, I think he's saying that if he's not hitting on the first date,
it's a good thing. He's saying it's a good thing
if he doesn't get the butt.
Yep.
Okay.
Basically, so if you're saying as the female, if I'm saying I'm willing to allow you to do that on the first date, then I get downgraded to just it's fine. Like I'll hit you back when I get the chance. Like it's not anything serious because you allowed that to happen on the first date. So that's what you've kind of downgraded yourself.
I don't think he's saying that.